I'll be the one brave enough to say it. Modern Warfare 3's Zombies mode, Modern Warfare Zombies, is the best zombies experience Call of Duty has ever released. I gotta see what this guy's doing in the game to have so much fun.
Biggest monkey bomb ever. Let my monkey bomb do it. My God, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God.
My man threw a monkey bomb and leveled up, and it's the best zombies ever, people. We can all go home now. That's it. We're done here. Pack it up. See ya. Nah, but for real, I'm happy that Hover's having a good time with the mode. Ultimately, people can play how they want and people can enjoy what they want. And that's a good thing, right? But Twitter has been cooking this man's opinion. And I'm sure you guys are going to agree with a lot of what Twitter's been cooking. So first up, Kettler here's like, yep, they got their target demographic. You're exactly the sort of person that they're trying to target with this game mode. And he's like, what? People who enjoy fun things and aren't closed-minded about change? Oh my God. Bro, he's on smoke. He's ready to shoot on sight, dude. So then Pickles here is like, yeah, Black Ops 3 Nightmares is the best COD Zombies experience ever released, right, bro? Like, yeah, bro. Are we posting nonsense on the timeline right now? Is that what we're doing? Okay, like, I see, I got it, right, yeah. Free Run is the best Zombies experience ever released, people. Like, it's just, it just does it for me, you know? Go off, Pickles. But, like, Hover's not alone. Like, I'm seeing tweets like this. BO3 is still king. Okay, fair play. Like, we keep the king on the throne. But this isn't far behind. It's really good. Like, really, really good. I know that, like, I've been streaming a lot, right? I did, like, 36 hours straight of streaming the mode just to try and grind through to that end cutscene. And then everyone posted the leaked version an hour before I finished it. So, like, what was the point? So frustrating. Classic Zombies things, man. They put a cutscene in the game files and then they don't encrypt it. So everyone is watching it before the game is even out. And I'm out here trying to do it legit, staying up all night, destroying my brain cells. For why? Thank you, Treyarch. I appreciate your service to the destruction of my mental health. But in my chat, people have been roasting the game. But at the same time, there are people in there that are like, yo, I actually just jumped on and that was really fun. And like, I just had an extraction where I teamed up with a random in the game and we were communicating through pings and it was really good. Like, that's a genuine story I'm recounting from stream. So there are people out there that are loving it, for the record. Like, it's not all hate here. Apart from when it is all hate. And someone like Dylan is coming in saying, yep, that looks like a custom map. And he's even put a tone tag saying derogatory. Like, just in case you were like, oh, it looks like a custom map and we've got all these crazy custom maps right now, like the Transit Remasters of the world and all of these maps in Atlantis and in outer space and all sorts of nutty stuff in custom maps. And Dylan's like, no. I don't want you to misconstrue my point here. This looks like ass. I thought that was really funny. There's a lot more kind of hate. People saying, I refuse to click the game mode. I'm not even clicking it. I won't even give it a moment of my attention. I won't give it a view even. Cactus is just like, what the hell happened, dude? Where did it all go wrong? And I think a lot of people have been asking that, right? A lot of people have been saying, where was the fork in the road between the Zombies experience that we loved for so many years and this? And I think some people would probably say it was BO4 because BO4 was the last sort of classic ether Zombies experience. And then since then we've had Cold War and then we had Vanguard. So I think that was probably where the fork was, but Cold War I thought was pretty good. Like, it did certain things in an unusual way compared to what we were used to, but I ended up really loving a lot of those things. So I don't think Cold War was a bad game by any means. I rate it pretty highly. So does that mean that the fork was Vanguard? I mean, surely not. It's a weird one to pin down. I mean, the replies here are crazy. Like, where did it all go wrong? And people are really spitting. We're no longer the target audience. The target audience is Hover now. It's the centralization around Warzone. And I mean, the campaign suffered from that massively as well, where it's all Warzone features 24/7. You just feel like you're playing a Warzone map all the time. Lost Soul also says Warzone. First Cold War map was the last good Zombies map. Warzone again. Warzone again. Oh, it's Pickles. He's back. He's continuing to fight the good fight. When Jason left, Warzone. Gen Z people ruined it. Hey, leave my little mans alone. Now, before the game came out, I was posting a load of videos saying, like, just to be clear, can we really, in good conscience, call this Zombies? Because Zombies to me kind of means round-based, and then Outbreak, I wouldn't say is the same as just saying Zombies. Like, if I said, oh yeah, I was playing Zombies last night, and I was like, what map? And then you responded and said, that forest one. And I was like, what? And you were like, Ruka? I'd be like, that's not Zombies, bro. That's Outbreak. And so I posted videos just sort of discussing that and bringing that conversation to the table. And Bruins here has said the exact same thing. I'll down this hill. It's not COD Zombies. It's a glorified Spec Ops. Ooh. Okay, where the character models are zombies. It's okay to enjoy it, but it's not Zombies. Do you agree? Do you feel like this is zombies? Or is this just some other kind of thing, a mutation of the zombies mode? Lex here says, this tweet from Hover solidifies that hardcore round-based zombies fans were never the target audience. And I talked about this in my whiteboard video, right? I broke down all those categories of different community members and how they were probably going to interact with the game. And I think that I was pretty spot on. Like, Hover here, who by the way said that he's never enjoyed zombies, so that's probably why he enjoys this. The zombies name means nothing to me. Oh, I'm having a heart attack, dude. Oh God, it's so painful. Hover is the target audience because he's never enjoyed it before. And like I was saying that in that whiteboard video, and I think that's what Lex is echoing here too. Hardcore round-based zombies fans are not the target audience for this. The target audience are casual players who liked DMZ, casual players who like Warzone, and casual players who like Outbreak. Hardcore fans aren't the direct target audience. They may still enjoy it, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you can't enjoy it if you're hardcore. That's false, okay? That's a misconstrued version of what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that in terms of target, they've designed it, I think, primarily with those people in mind. Just like they designed the campaign, I think, too much with Warzone players that were casual in mind and didn't expect them to have a problem with Warzone mechanics being packed into the campaign's story. Like, that's who it's been designed for. That's who they had in mind. And so Lex asks a good question here, which is, will round-based fans be forgotten, or will we get the best of both worlds? With Activision removing the ability for the game mode to be played hardcore, they're ultimately destroying the longevity of the game. And I mean, I agree with whatever it says here. If there's no end game scenario, if there's nothing to grind for, then you don't really have a hardcore experience. It's just a casual experience that stops. And I think that some people will combat that and say, well, there's this camo grind and stuff like that. But personally, I just have to say it, all right? I just, like, this is my Hover opinion. This is me saying I'll be the one brave enough to say it. I think camo grinding sucks ass. Sorry. I apologize. I just think it's boring as hell, bro. I think camo grinding for me personally is brainless. It's just not what I come to zombies for. Other people enjoy it and I love that for them. Again, through this whole video, I want to be so clear. Never am I saying you're enjoying this and you're not allowed to. Never. And never am I saying you like a certain thing about this and actually you're wrong for liking that and it's bad and you are wrong. No, I can say that I don't feel the same way, but I'm not saying Hover here is not allowed to have this opinion or that Hover here is objectively wrong. I'm just saying that I have a very different lived experience to Hover. You know what I mean? I gotta get all these freaking additional disclaimers and stuff into these videos because one thing I will say is the zombies community, maybe more than the Star Wars community, maybe more than the Marvel community, is so passionate about hating itself. Like hating other people in the community, hating the game, hating the devs, hating themselves. Bro, we're an unhappy bunch. And I mean, I'm contributing to it right now by posting this video potentially, but I'm just trying to kind of get a lens on this wider conversation of the fracturing in the zombies community right now. Like in the timeline, we had fractures, right? In the zombies storyline. I'm making an awful deep cut zombies reference here, but bear with me. We had fractures in the Black Ops 3 zombies timeline, and it was an omen, okay? It was a prophecy for where we were going to end up because we've got new universes now, just like in that freaking zombies timeline. And what have they done? They've fractured. The universe is fractured and broken, bro. And it feels like nobody's going to fix it. And that's why Lex here is like, are we round-based players just going to be forgotten? Are we in a fracture that just goes nowhere now? And granted, some people, like Wolf here, is saying, you'll act like they didn't say round-based was coming next game. But they actually haven't said that. They've indirectly maybe said stuff to influencers that got invited to COD Next, of which I was not one. But there is no direct quote. There is no recording. And the different people that have shared that information all disagree. So we do have Kevin Drew saying no, round-based would be a horrible thought, but Kevin Drew is not the CEO of Activision. Kevin Drew is only so powerful within the company, and I love what Kevin Drew's fighting for, don't get me wrong, but like it's very different. Kevin Drew saying I don't like the idea of no round-based compared to the official Call of Duty Twitter account saying round-based is coming next year. Those are different things, and we have not had the latter, so let's not say that just yet. Now, Jazzrez is coming in here with a medium take, all right? It's not too hot, it's not too cold. She's just been trying to cook it to make it just right. She says it's not the best zombies experience, right? But it can be seen as a refreshing one for people who wanted something different. I think that's fair. If you weren't liking zombies as it was, then something new is obviously going to have more chance of succeeding, right? It's an entirely different mode from traditional zombies, and I think that's fine. It's fun in a different way and for different reasons. Valid. I think that that's a reasonable take. If you're sort of pushing away the fact that the round-based fans have been kind of left out here and they haven't necessarily been spoken to with this game and with this content offering, then I think it's totally valid to be like, and for the other people that wanted something new, here it is. I think that the trouble that people have is the fact that in the gap left behind, there is nothing for round-based people to sort of sink their teeth into. They just have to play this as if it's round-based, and it feels like ass if you play it expecting it to be a round-based experience, because it's just so not. And then we get to Gemini, and oh my god, Gemini cooked so hard, dude. There is quite literally nothing appealing about Modern Warfare Zombies. Ooh, the whole charm of the older zombies was the congestive chaos of tight rooms and a horde of zombies that can easily trap you, along with a compelling story, and this feels lackluster. It's a lazy attempt to glorify a mode that has long since changed from the beauty that once was. That's pain right there, bro. That's pain. This is a man who is suffering right now playing this game mode. And I have to agree that the charm in this game is so far below the kind of charm levels of previous Zombies experiences. It doesn't feel charming, really, to me. It doesn't feel iconic to me. It doesn't really feel like we're playing through the experience, we're playing through the map, whatever, and in 6 months' time, we're gonna look back and be like, damn, that moment right there where we like finished that DE Easter egg, or that Moon Easter egg, or that Gorod Krovi Easter egg, like the same kind of nostalgia that we have for those moments, the same really sort of warm, fuzzy feels about those moments in our history as Zombies players. Whenever you first did them, whether you did them at the time or you did them in the last year using my no-nonsense guides or whatever, I don't see that happening with Modern Warfare Zombies. It just doesn't feel like something where you're like, let's get all the boys on and grind for this. Like, what are you gonna grind for? Camos? Ugh. Hal here says, I don't have much experience with other versions, but my uneducated opinion is that it's really fun. Again, target audience found. And it's exactly what I said in my whiteboard video. Hal is the textbook definition of someone that would rate this game like an 8.5 out of 10, I think I said in the video. And that's awesome. It's great that those people are getting brought into the experience. Maybe that will mean that they love round-based zombies more next year, if and when we get it in the next Treyarch game. That is my hope, because that will mean that the next Treyarch COD, that one next year, is the best Zombies experience of all time, probably, because we'll have so many freaking people playing it, and they'll therefore have so much more budget to really enhance it and make it amazing. And then you got Dead Proxy, who just says, I don't agree with any of these takes. Also, give us the ability to float around. What? Now, this is an interesting one. Bottles here says, probably the most I've enjoyed a non-Treyarch game, Zombies, to be fair, which is so interesting. I hadn't really sort of thought about that. Like, I know a lot of people in hindsight now really love Infinite Warfare Zombies, for example, right? So the IW crowd probably disagree with this take. But for those of us that didn't really vibe with Infinite Warfare Zombies, is there something cooking here? Like, if we sort of look at like Advanced Warfare, IW, World War II Zombies, Vanguard Zombies, or actually that was Treyarch. Jesus, that was Treyarch. What a stain on their legacy. Ugh. But if we look at the previous ones, like, do you feel like this experience is kind of on par with those? Or do you feel like it's actually like way below or above? Becca here says she really enjoys it. It's low stress. That is true. If there's one thing that can be said, it's that you can chill out playing this mode. That is 100% factual. There's no like real urgent pressure other than that time limit, which we'll get onto in a second. And this take, I really do think is a W from Sashi. More potential to expand on its own system than round-based. One of the big problems with the old Zombies formula is that it couldn't really develop too much once a map was released. Like, they kind of had fixed systems that were there, and then that was that. Whereas in this, I am really excited to see the massive events potential that they could do with this. So imagine if there's the reveal, for example. Oh my god, I haven't even thought about this until now. The reveal for the next Black Ops Zombies game is gonna probably have a live event in Modern Warfare Zombies where the whole server are probably gonna get forced to fight a boss or something, and that boss is gonna be like, ha ha ha, I'll be back in Black Ops 6. I'm gonna lose my mind, bro. That's gonna be so cool if they actually successfully pull that off. And I think that's what Sashi's getting at here. Like, those moments, you couldn't do that in the old round-based formula. You just can't. The tech is not there. So as a platform, that's where I think that there's excitement to be had in this mode. But if you are just purely evaluating on platform terms, you're ignoring all the other stuff that's good about Zombies, right? So sort of in a narrow sense, cool, I think that there's real potential here. But in a broad sense, there's other things that are lacking because that potential has been prioritized. And then I saw Didu say, it's kind of better than Tarkov. Does anyone agree with him? So then I was like, all right, Hover, I'm going to do a tweet of my own, okay? And I just asked Twitter, right? And it's like, it's not popped off. Hover's tweet got, what, 7.1 million views. Mine has 18,000. All right, so we're on different levels here. But I just asked my feed, like, what is it that you actually dislike the most? Okay, like, cook the game for me. And if I don't think there's an easy way to do this, but if I zoom out like crazy like this, I know it looks scuffed, but bear with me. And I scroll down just to load as many replies as I can, because Twitter is really busted thanks to Elon Musk just absolutely sticking his hand into the pot of spaghetti and just doing this with their servers. If I do that, I'm hoping it's going to keep at least a good chunk of these tweets in memory. And if I control F the word time, 54 responses have the word time in them, okay? And the reason I'm searching for the word time, let me zoom in, I'll give you some context. I asked, what do you dislike the most? And people are consistently saying it is the timer, the time limit, the time limit, the time limit, our time limit, 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 match time, time limit, limited timer, time limit, timer, time limit, time. Everyone hates the timer. And that makes me wonder, out of, what did I get here? I got 130 replies and 50 plus of them were talking about the time limit. Is there a world where they find a way to double the time limit, like the tech can kind of persist long enough to allow that time limit to be doubled, and suddenly everyone's biggest gripe about the mode goes away? This is something I really think is possible for this. This is day one. Like, this is day one of Nacht Run Toten, right? Think about Nacht and think about all the things now that we have beyond the Nacht experience, right? Nacht didn't have a pack-a-punch, it didn't have perks, it was bare bones, it had a box, and that was it. In the next 12 months, what do you think they'll be able to do with this mode to make it better and to meet some of these kind of criticisms? Like the mission progress glitches, those are totally getting fixed. Thankfully, that is not an inherent problem with the mode, that's just a bug, and that will get ironed out. The 10 acquisition stash, that could totally get changed. Losing weapon tier progress when you exfil, I feel like that could get changed. Stacking $10 screwdrivers, I feel like that could get changed. Give a bonus for rescuing other players, that could absolutely be added. Like, a lot of those sorts of complaints and a lot of those kind of dislikes are so totally things that Treyarch can adjust. Having to constantly exfil to change story missions, it's a bug right now, that's something that they're working on. Now, some things, don't get me wrong, some things are inherent problems with the mode that people are going to just object to. So, for example, Kairos here said, being able to bring things in is a problem, and no true solo is a problem. But if they make a solo experience, maybe that gets kind of like amended, but certainly just bringing in all of your perks and wonder weapons and AATs and pack and etc. and being set up second one of your match, that inherently kind of subverts the true zombies experience. And so maybe that's an issue, and I don't think that's going to go away, right? In fact, it's only going to go the other way. People are only going to get more OP as they get more acquisition space, etc. So I'm not saying that there aren't inherent problems with the design of the mode, but I am saying that some of the gripes that we have with the mode are redeemable because they might just be gone in like a month. The bugs are horrible, those will get fixed. No pause, well, that's never going to get fixed because it's a 24-player server. So yeah, that one's inherent. No rounds, inherent, right? But is no rounds inherently negative? For some people, yes, but for other people, no. So it's a mixed bag, right? No scoreboard for grinding camo challenges and no way of telling when you've got the number of kills you need for whatever you're doing. Again, they could add that into the game. I don't know if they will, and I feel like there's a good chance that they don't, because adding UI stuff for some reason is like a massive pain in the ass. I've spoken to Treyarch devs about it, and it's always a nightmare for them. But still, they could add that, and Treyarch, please, for the love of God, get on this, because it's a pain in the ass without it. But a lot of this stuff, and I'm just going to scroll here and let you guys take a look at some of these replies. I really do think that there's room to improve a lot of this stuff. AI super OP, that could get changed. No way to hold 3 guns, that will get changed. I guarantee they add mule kick later in the year. The grunts, well, their inclusion is inherently something that I hate. Personally, I agree with you, but at the same time, they might get weaker and then they might be less annoying. So there's potential for that to kind of improve at least. I think you guys see what I'm getting at. I think that while I still continue to work on my overall review of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, there's absolutely people out there that are loving it, like Hover. There's absolutely people that have valid criticisms of Hover's stance there, like assuming that he's just baiting people, and others being like, well, you're the target demographic, so that's awesome, but that target demographic isn't me, and I'm like a hardcore round-based player and I don't feel spoken to. Like, that whole conversation is there, but at the same time, there might be a little bit of light in the tunnel with some of these problems that people have being fixed and the mode therefore being improved significantly from where it is right now. If you want to see more zombies coverage from me like this, first of all, follow me on Twitter at MrRoflWaffles, and second of all, subscribe to the channel. I post a whole bunch of zombies videos and a bunch of other stuff too, and it's a good time over here. You should join the club. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace out.